The advisory accuses the Denzel Douglas administration of continuing to sell the Federation's passports to Iranians after declaring publicly last year that it would no longer do so. The United States has expressed concern that some Iranians are using St. Kitts and Nevis passports to help evade sanctions on Iran imposed by the U.S. and the European Union. Operation Rescue Zastafan claims that certain accounts in Bastille are being watched closely and could eventually be frozen.
It's a very, very serious thing. And one doesn't enjoy saying this, but it is difficult to avoid coming to the conclusion that this thing is going to get even more and more serious, and people could very well go to jail. I can tell you right now that certain accounts in this federation and accounts connected to this federation are being watched very closely. It's very, very serious, and no amount of downplaying or distraction or deflection is going to water down the seriousness of this. This was a wonderful program that could have continued and hopefully will continue. But it cannot continue with the present players. When I tell you, Mr. Richards, that there are accounts that are being watched and targeted now for freezing, and the names attached to those accounts will shock certain people, but they don't shock me. I am telling you, this is a very serious thing.
The opposition leader in the federal parliament, Mark Brantley, is meanwhile suggesting that the Citizenship by Investment program should be much more selective in the kind of clientele it goes after.
My sense is that we ought to immediately put a total ban on some countries and the citizens of some countries accessing this passport.
The government is trying to do its best under trying circumstances, according to former Nevis Deputy Premier Hensley Daniel.
Put it this way, if you issue a passport to somebody and you, up to the point that when they were issued the passport, you had done all your due diligence and checked and they gave a passport, and then the person begins to get involved in illegal activities. If people use our passports for nefarious activities, the passport can be revoked. I think the government does as much as it can, pays as careful attention as it can to the due diligence and to making sure that the persons who get the passports are in fact bona fide and clean enough to get the pass. What I'm saying is all that is required is for us to pay attention to what it says.
I'm Ken Richards for the Win Weekender.